Hi, this is Mrs. Silvagnoli, and this is your flipped video on similes and metaphors. Before we talk about similes and metaphor, we need to take a look at what it means to be literal and what it needs to be figurative. So literal is upholding the exact or primary meaning of a word or words. There's no interpretation necessary. So if you look at the picture, if I were to say, he is a pig or she is a pig, I would literally mean that I am talking about an animal with a snout and curly tail. That is literal. But figuratively, it's an intentional departure from the dictionary meaning of the word or words. It's symbolic in nature and interpretation is necessary. So the same phrase, she is a pig or he is a pig, could mean that that person is very messy, as in the picture below. So there's some interpretation there. Figures of speech need this type of interpretation. There's both a literal and a figurative meaning. So figures of speech include a word or phrase that describes something on a deeper level than just that literal level. So we have a metaphor, which compares two unlike objects without using a connector word. For example, her hair is straw. Literally, we're talking about someone who has maybe a wig on and it's made of straw. The hair is straw. But figuratively, we're probably talking about someone's hair that is brittle or dry. We have a simile. Simile also compares two unlike objects, but this time it uses a connector word. Connector words include like, as, than, resembles. So something like, his smile is as bright as the sun. We have as in there, so it is a simile. Easy way to remember the difference between a metaphor and a simile is that simile, we're saying that it is similar, it is like something. Whereas metaphor, we are saying it is something. So simile, similar. The picture that I have goes along with his smile is as bright as the sun. And so if you think of the sun is something that is bright, it's warm, it's inviting. And so this would be an inviting smile. For the figurative meaning, to figure it out, you want to visualize what is being compared, ask yourself what is associated with this, and then apply the associations to the new items. So again, with the straw is usually dry, it's brittle, it's hard. So if you think of somebody's hair that way, it's not in that great of shape. With the sun, again, it's bright, it's warm, it's inviting. And so someone's smile that's warm and bright and inviting, it is something that you would want to be around. So we are going to go ahead and practice. I would like you to read the three statements below. They are figures of speech. I would like you to label each of the following as a simile or metaphor, then figure out the figurative meaning. And when you're done, go ahead and restart this program. So go ahead and hit pause right now, label them, figure out the figurative meaning, and then hit restart. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these. The first one, when my brother makes dinner, the kitchen looks like a battleground. Oops. Okay. So with this first one, this is a simile because it has the word like in it. We are comparing the kitchen to the battleground. And if you think about a battleground, if you visualize it, we might have bodies, we might have weapons just lying around. There might be smoke in the air from the gunpowder. And so if the kitchen looks that way, then it's going to be smoky, it's going to be messy. And so that is that figurative meaning. Okay, the kitchen was just a mess. With number two, the sink filled with dirty dishes is as crowded and messy as a junkyard. This once again is a simile. It's using as to compare two items. We're comparing the sink and a junkyard. If we think about a junkyard, there's old rusted cars. There's a lot of them piled together. There's junk all over the place. You can't tell one thing from something else. So if we have a sink that is filled with dirty dishes, that is what we are seeing. We are seeing a pile of dishes just jammed together, and they look like they're rusted because there's just dirt everywhere. So once again, we have that figurative meaning of this sink is there are way too many dirty dishes in there. Our last one, the countertops are a nightmare of stains, spills, and potato peelings. This is a metaphor because we are not using like or as. We're comparing two things, the countertop and the nightmare, but we're just saying one is the other. Countertops are a nightmare. And if you think of a nightmare is something that you do not want to have. It is something that is scary, something that shocks you. So if we have a countertop with stains, spills, and potato peelings, this is an ugly countertop. It's something that we do not want in our kitchen. So our last slide here, this is once again practice, but this is practice for you to do, and this might be something that you turn into your teacher if required. So label each of the following as a metaphor or simile, then explain what each one figuratively means. Be sure to write your answers down and turn them into your teacher if required. Good luck, and I will see you in the next video.